killers who brutally attacked a man outside his mum's pub were yesterday convicted of his murder. Craig Corrall, 39, and David Callaghan, 30, pounced on Owen Hassan in November last year. Jurors heard how raging Corrall was prepared to do 20 years after discovering Mr Hassan had been seeing his ex-lover. The 30-year-old dad died after being stabbed in the heart outside the Old Stag Inn bar, run by his mum Ann Marie Lynch in Glasgow's Pollokshaws. Corrall and Callaghan both denied murder. The trial at the High Court in Glasgow heard claims Mr Hassan had enemies, including two brothers who lived locally. He was said to have been in a fight with one of them the day before he was killed. But Corrall and Callaghan now each face a life sentence when they return to the dock in the new year. Prosecutors stated Mr Hassan was chased, seized by the body and then repeatedly struck with knives or machetes. The victim's mum had told jurors how she found her dying son covered in blood after he was set upon on November 7 last year. Miss Lynch said, "I was trying to get a phone to call an ambulance. I was just trying to help him." The 55-year-old also went after Mr Hassan's attackers as they fled. One yelled at her, "Fuck off, Mrs." Miss Lynch recalled, "I just thought, who are you? What have you done?" Her friend James Nolan also came to Mr Hassan's aid. The 65-year-old tried to shield Miss Lynch from her son's gruesome injuries. Mr Nolan recalled the victim's face hanging off as he lay in the street. The electrician told the trial how one of the attackers strolled away after the killing. "Mr Nolan, the guy turned around and just stared at me. He had a weapon. There was no speech, nothing. It was a butcher's knife. It was big. Seriously big." The witness recalled Mr Hassan trying to cling to life, but that his eyes were going by the second. Corrall and Callaghan were eventually held for the murder in March this year following a large-scale investigation. Corrall's former partner Stephanie Kinnaird was quizzed during the probe. They had been together for 8 years before she had a brief relationship with Mr Hassan in 2018. She blocked Corrall's number after he then bombarded her with abusive and threatening texts. Lord Woolman deferred sentencing for reports. Mr Hassan's family and friends were in court for the verdict. They hugged each other as they left afterwards. For more on this story, visit the news article link.